Good to
Good
see
morning.
you.
Good to see you. Good to see.
If you have a question for Hubert, just use the raise hand tool and we'll get right into it with Royal Howell. Go ahead, Royal.
Hey, Coach, how you doing this morning?
Good. Doing great. How are you?
I'm making it.
Good.
I know previously you stated, Coach, that you had your players write out their goals for the season and basically make them live by their words, like show them what they're doing and what they're not doing on and off the court. The last 3 games specifically, your team has seemed like they're heading in the right direction. What do you want to see going forward? I think you all hit the road to Syracuse in the next game. And what do you want to see from your team going forward in regards to just keeping that momentum going and just living by the words that they put on the paper?
Well, I just want I want us just to continue to improve. We talked about some areas that, on both ends of the floor that we just needed to get better at, and not only get better at, but consistent at. And that's what I want to do, especially on the defensive end. I was really proud of them defensively against NC State. I thought our attention to detail, I thought our effort, I thought our pressure on the ball, which was started by RJ picking up full court. I thought Leaky did a really good job. Caleb. I thought we rebounded the ball. That's something consistently we're doing, is not allowing second chance opportunities and also taking care of the basketball. I think against NC State, we only turned the ball over 1 time in the second half. So just continue improvement and consistency. That's the biggest thing on us. And, I've said before that, the biggest thing that we have done this year that we have to get better at is like staying on script, just doing the things that we have practiced in practice, talked about in practice, drilled in practice, and not go off script. And I feel like we're starting to get better at that, but we still have to continue to improve and also be consistent in that area.
Again, if you have questions for Hubert, just use the raise hand tool. Michael Coe, you're up next.
Morning, Hubert. I didn't get a chance to ask you this after the NC State game, but how is Puff doing, and why did he have to miss that game on Saturday?
Yeah, Puff is doing a lot better in practice. It was 2 days before the NC State game. His knee was just really sore, went in for a layup and came down, and it just didn't feel good. And so every day has gotten better. There's a chance he could play tomorrow, but I haven't seen him today and we haven't had practice yet. But it was just a sore knee, and it was sore enough that he didn't feel like he could play against NC State. But yesterday's practice, he didn't practice, but he was moving a lot better, and it just keeps getting better every day.
Thank you.
CL Brown, go ahead.
Hi, Hubert. I was curious with Caleb Love. I know, from freshman year, when he was kind of getting established, shot selection was something that Coach Williams talked a lot about. And even last year, at the beginning of the year, especially, was something that you also talked about with him. I was wondering where he is in terms of his progression in that area, or is that something that he still needs to be reminded of from time to time?
Well, I think that's an area that he has to continue to improve on in terms of shot selection. But, he's also really gifted at hitting, contested shots as well. And that's something that we've talked about the last 3 years, and that we've talked about a lot, is about, shot selection, and how that a lot of times is a huge part in determining an individual player's percentages, and just taking good shots. I just always believe if you take good shots, give yourself such a great chance of your percentages being really good, and taking the right shots. And I think Caleb has gotten definitely better at that. But that's something that he continues to work on and continues to try to improve.
And then just as a follow, I was curious, after Syracuse on Tuesday, you guys have Saturday off. How do you plan on using this, that week between the next game to get better?
Well, you mean it specifically for Caleb or just a team?
Oh, just the team.
Yeah. That week, we'll use it like we have in the past, just, addressing the things that, we definitely have to improve on. And using that time to, that we don't have a game for a week to work on us. It also can be a time, CL, where, we add some stuff, add some different sets offensively, add some different looks, defensively in terms of pressure and traps that we have the time to be able to put in that week. And so after we play Syracuse, it does give us time where we're not preparing for an opponent and we can really just focus on us. And I'm really looking forward to it.
We'll go to Chumasi Dua-Mensah. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, what challenge does Syracuse pose that you worry, or perhaps what's the one thing that Syracuse does that you worry the most for your team?
Well, I mean, it's a number of things. They, from a defensive standpoint, they do a terrific job of protecting the paint, contesting shots, just making it very difficult, to find rhythm shots on the offensive end. And so, at the end of the day, we're going to have to make some shots. We're going to have to make some threes. And so our ability to shoot the basketball is going to be huge against Syracuse. And just, defensively, they've got some really gifted and talented players that not only can score, but they can create shots in one-on-one situations. And so for us to be able to defend without fouling, rebound the basketball, and allow us to get out in transition, I think that's going to be huge for us. And, it's always a tough challenge to play against Syracuse. They, great team, unbelievable coaching staff, and it's even more difficult to play against them on the road as well. And so we're looking forward to the challenge and know that it'll be extremely competitive. And but we're excited about the game tomorrow night.
We'll finish up with Josh Graham. Go ahead, Josh.
Hubert, given the difficulties during Armando's freshman season, and then how kind of random and strange that COVID season was his second year, how proud are you, or what makes you most proud about the journey of where he started in Chapel Hill to what he accomplished on Saturday night?
Yeah, I don't remember very much from his freshman year. I felt like it was a really positive and productive, freshman year, even though I can't remember specifics. And obviously, the COVID year, the front line that we had, with Walker Kessler and Garrison Brooks and Day'Ron Sharp. I mean, that's four pretty good guys, to play down low in the post. And but probably one of the things that I'm most proud of in regards to Armando is, in his growth and in his improvement, he hasn't veered away from what he does really well. And what he does really well is he rebounds. He can finish around the basket. He runs the floor. He's an excellent defender. And even though that, he's improved in terms of his ball handling, he's improved in terms of his outside shooting, he hasn't veered away from what he does at an elite level. And I'm really proud of that. So many people try to change their game in order to try to, impress NBA scouts and look more valuable to go to the next level instead of just doing what has allowed them to really be successful in the first place. And Armando has really done that. And I'm very, very proud of him for that.
Hubert, thank you for the time as always. We appreciate it. We'll see
Okay,
you next
thank
week.
you. Okay, have a great day.
Thank you. You too.